What is happening, folks? Welcome to
Hunting with Tripler.
Okay. There are some things on YouTube that I absolutely love watching, such as a DIY channel that refurbishes something that looks awful into something that looks amazing. And I've tried to do a little bit of that here and there. But I also like watching like someone do a lawn video where they're showing the before and after. So satisfying. And today I dive a little bit into the ASMR of cleaning up an environment that is completely unusable. And tying that into your reselling business, well, a lot of us struggle with the reality that we end up hoarding things. We end up having so much stuff that the environment we're supposed to be using for our business becomes, well, unsustainable and impossible to work in. Well, in today's episode, I'm gonna take you into 3 different spaces here in the warehouse, and we are gonna turn them from ugly to gorgeous. So stick around for this one because we also uncover some things that I haven't seen in a long time that are worth a lot of money, and that's really frustrating. Stick around.
I collect so many things. Would you like to share this journey with me? I will show you the prizes I got today. So come along with me, come on and join in the chase. Yeah!
I think most people know the best part of being a reseller, or the most fun, is going out hunting for treasure, finding the scores, finding the things that are going to make you money. But let's talk reality. The thing that also is the most fun is also the thing that can cripple your business. And I'm speaking from the standpoint of being someone who is both a collector, who's also a reseller, but who is trying to build a business, and it's really hard to do that when you aren't selling things. You know, look, I'm trying to list the right things, I'm trying to buy the right things, but I've been talking about it for a number of weeks now that I don't need a lot of stuff for my business right now. I just don't. When you're trying to be as transparent as possible on your channel and you're trying to show people exactly how you are or how you're not making money, the thing you cannot skip is that oftentimes when you're going out hunting, you may not get to that item, you may not list that item, you may not even see that item for over a month, 2 months, 6 months, maybe even more than a year. So today what we're gonna do is show you the chronicles of the death pile. But I think this one is incredibly important to show you because if you're not listing, if you're not organizing, if you are continuing to go out and just buy, then you're a hoarder. Because right now in this warehouse, I've spent over $25,000 on inventory that isn't even listed. I'm sitting on a gold mine and I'm wondering, hey, are you ever gonna actually make money on your investment? Or are you just gonna stockpile it and wait for another pandemic? Twice a week, I get a really strong push into the death pile, but there are 3 areas in this warehouse that need extreme cleaning, extreme organizations, and preparation for selling all of these items. So you're gonna see how I transform 3 really tragic spaces here in the warehouse, and we're gonna turn them into functioning, beautiful, organized spaces. If you're not organized, if you're not listing, if you're sitting in an area that's just full of stuff, your business is gonna suffer for it. And so are your sales. We're gonna hit the testing center today, we're gonna hit the lounge today, and we're gonna hit a part of the death pile today, and you guys are gonna see how it looks like before, and we're gonna see what it looks like after. So first things first, this is the testing center. This is usually where I bring in consoles. I set them down, I get them prepped for, being tested. And about a month ago, this looked clean and pristine, and it looks absolutely terrible. There's consoles, there's cords, there's cables, there's controllers. It looks like a place that I'd rather run away from than actually running to make sure that my consoles are looking good. We're gonna start cleaning here first and then move over into the lounge. the testing center looks so much better, so much cleaner, and I think for the purposes of being able to come over here and test the console, I don't have to worry about all the cords and cables that are everywhere now. This is a functioning area. This is totally cleaned up. You guys probably saw Emmanuel. He jumped on frame there towards the end of the day, and he's been with me over a couple months now. So we are gonna move over now into the lounge area. We're gonna clean this up and we're gonna finish off on the death pile. Do you guys want to see a transformation? Check this out. You can't see anything. There we go. Let me take you through it. All right, so this top area got cleaned off, and now we've got that stuff kind of staged for listings, which we'll get to in the next couple of weeks here. So we've got a secondary photo station that we're using right over here, and that's for Emmanuel. Emmanuel comes in, works on listings, getting everything set up in drafts, but I want to give you guys a true sense of what this area is starting to look like now. A true lounge, right? I mean, this is fantastic. You come in, have a place to throw some music on, a little bit of gaming. Of course, you guys, if you've been watching me way back in season 2, this was a part of a Switch Lite trade deal. I got this Mortal Kombat 2 stand-up arcade 1-up, excuse me. Got some artwork, but this place is looking sweet, folks. You guys are seeing some of these spaces that I have and thinking to yourself, I don't have that. And I don't blame anybody for not being able to afford something like this. I got an incredible deal, and I do some other things on the side that makes this place really affordable for me. It was a really lucky find. That's the reason why I have it. That's the reason why I've kept it. But it was super important for me personally to be able to separate my personal life from my side hustle. And this is a side hustle for me. This is not a full-time job, and I can't treat it like a full-time job because I have a day job 9 to 5 that behind the scenes, behind the camera, I am spending a lot of time on that. For some of you who struggle with your business life and personal life starting to take over your house, a room in your house or your garage, and it becoming, kind of contentious, consider getting a storage site. I mean, really. If you're hoarding, if you're one of those things that we talked about at the beginning of this video, if you've just got a death pile that is totally unmanageable, do yourself a favor and look into a monthly storage site, because you will thank yourself for being able to separate those two things, I promise you. But we have one more opportunity for cleaning today, and it's probably the most aggressive, but it's not gonna be 100% clean. What it's gonna be is it's just gonna be way more dialed in. So I'm gonna show you a snapshot of it before time-lapse mode, and then hopefully it looks awesome in the end. This is a death pile. Yes, I'm sweating, forgive me for that, but we're gonna get into this area. We're gonna organize everything you see in front of you. Yes, there's more to the warehouse, but this is kind of the area we wanna talk about, and we're gonna do tales from the death pile. So we're gonna find some cool stuff that maybe I've forgotten about that's still here. We're gonna pull it out, we're gonna look at it really quickly, and then we're gonna keep moving on. Time lapse with some intermissions on cool items. Let's do this. Tales from the death pile, I found this that's been sitting there for quite a while. Super Mario Brothers U Wii U edition. I mean, It's complete. The inserts are there. One of the inserts is a little bit rusty, or not rusty, it just doesn't have all of the jacking in there. So, but this is kind of cool. I think this is maybe worth about 200 bucks, and it's been sitting here for ages. I have these 1990 Marvel sets. This is a complete set. I think this is by Impel is the brand name. But this is like mint condition. I mean, 4 months ago, this would have gone like for crazy money. I haven't looked at it yet, but I'm guessing this has gone down with all other cards. And then I have this one right here. This is 1991, the complete set. This is nuts. Like, what am I doing sitting on these? I have an Elite controller, Xbox Elite controller. Like, why do I have this in my death pile? This should have been listed the moment I got it. You guys remember this? Yeah, I still haven't sold this or listed it. Yeah, I don't know what I'm waiting for, because this thing is fantastic. This came from a Switch Lite trade long time ago, and a sealed copy of Neverwinter Nights, and it's just like the long box special edition, collector's edition, still sealed. I think this has got to be worth really good money, and yeah, it's just sitting around, no big deal. Complete vintage Ewok Village. Seriously. Oh, the Ewok Village? That was in Return of the Jedi. Why do I have this? Complete inbox Game Boy, a complete inbox Game Boy Color, and then a never opened Game Boy camera. Why would I hold this stuff? This one just makes me mad. I'm mad at myself, because I think I paid a fairly decent amount for this. This is a brand new Nintendo Wii. I mean, I don't mind keeping something like this just to hold on to it for a while, but it's in the pile. What's it doing there? This, to me, is a great representation of, like, just throwing away money. Brand new Sansa MP3 players. These are a little bit vintage, and I have like 20 of them. So I did go to the thrift store, and I was able to cut a deal with the Salvation Army to buy a whole bunch of these brand new LA Rams hats. Right now they were priced at $9.99, and I think I got them each for I think $7 or $6.99 a piece. And they're brand new with tags, and I think I should be able to get like 14 bucks plus shipping. If I sold all of them, you know, probably make 100 bucks. Right now is the time to be listing these. Right now, let's do that. It's taken a long time, but we finally got here, and this area has been processed, pulled a lot of just crazy stuff. It looks fantastic, and let's take a closer look. Down here used to be just full of stuff, and we were able to sort quite a bit of it. There's definitely still more items that need to be sorted, but take a look at how clean this looks. We got consoles, systems, some toys, various other things that, quite frankly, I didn't know I had half of this. So I'm very pleasantly surprised with everything we found. So let me hit this point home, because I made a different type of episode today, right? This was me getting into the stuff that I have. And I think it's fair to say that when you look through everything that I just took you through today, you know, having space that's organized, functional, usable, makes a serious difference. I mean, it makes a difference into whether or not you can actually function in the space that you're using. And no, it doesn't mean you can't work out of your garage or your house or a room in your house. I'm not saying that. I was speaking really on behalf of those that struggle to separate their business life from their personal life. And if you have a good situation at home, I guess when I'm showing you a video like this, number one, it's okay to be a collector. Number two, at times, we do hoard things. I go on a buying spree typically in summer when sales slow down, and that might seem counterintuitive, but that's when garage sales are hitting, right? And yes, sales slow down, but I do all this in preparation for the fall when sales always pick back up. So I feel really good about having gone through the warehouse today, did somewhat of a summer cleaning, and now I am ready to take off in fall. I'm already seeing the sales start to, spike a bit. So this just makes things a little bit more easy for me, and I am really excited about the future of this space and the future of hunting with Tripler. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. A little bit different. I have to admit, when I was watching the footage from the before and the after, it was so satisfying to watch. And I think it's even more satisfying when you're actually down there now, kind of in the environment, because I gotta tell you, it was kind of difficult to have to be stepping over things all the time. It's not the way to work, and it's not the way you want your business to be run. Before we conclude today's episode, we've got to talk about our profit and loss, because things took a dramatic change this week. Last week we left off with negative $318, and a lot of big expenses have already been paid for looking at that number right there. Our costs for the last week, $969, so not terrible, a lot less than what we've been seeing over the previous weeks. Another really small Amazon payment of just over $38. Yippee! eBay, folks, eBay absolutely annihilated it. Over $4,500 in sales, take-home sales, and that, it feels so good to be at that place again, because that was what I was used to having. Back, of course, at the beginning of the year. So that brings the week's total to a profit of $3,577, and that then brings our grand total to date, $3,259 in the positive. I can now say that we're safely away from the negative zone again, because that just felt very uncomfortable. And things are only gonna get better, folks. We are prepped, we are ready, and we are clean for the fall. And Q4, I know, is gonna be fantastic. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Yes, it was a little bit different, but I like making things like this. Change it up every now and then. Folks, thank you guys for watching. I always appreciate it. I hope you have amazing finds this weekend, and I hope your sales are just as good. Stay safe out there, and of course, I will see you next time. Take care.